Hello, everybody. I can't believe it is already our third day of camp, our week one. Let's celebrate. Today, I thought we would celebrate weddings. I have to confess, I've been cheating a little bit. We have been in serious wedding season in our area. We have had 2 receptions a weekend, and it's kept us busy. But we had plenty of cards. Just a little confession. But honestly, it was so nice to have a card that I could quickly put together and take. So today, that's what we're going to start with. Oh, but let's see what we should be celebrating today. Today is not quite as exciting for me as yesterday. It's National Pralines Day. I'm not even sure if I know what pralines are, but I know my husband likes pralines and cream. It's also Swim a Lap Day, so that might be something you want to think about. Or International Fairy Day. I know there are some of the cutest little fairy gardens and things out there. I don't happen to have one, but my mom did have a fairy party with her granddaughters. They were just little, and they were convinced they had seen fairies, and they had left presents for them. It was quite a little fairy party. They all had fairy wings they were wearing, so maybe that's what you want to celebrate. Okay, so for today, we are making some wedding cards, and we're going to use our new card cutout, 189, these cute houses, 184, this pair, and this is a fun new frame that we have, and it's card cutout 183, but it just has all of these little paint splatters around that I think just give it so much interest and just really a cute background we can use. And then, of course, some of our favorites, our page collage. I just love that and how versatile it is. It is just like a neutral background. And then we have seen the burlap polka dots in solid, but not in these colors yet. So we have Baby's Breath and Cobblestone that we'll be using. So let's get started. I think we'll make the pear card first. So I'm going to be using our new little splattered frames, and I am just simply cutting out just in the rough neighborhood. You can't cut around every little dot, and if you cut some in half or cut some off, that is okay. Okay, so we have that cut out easily. And I make sure I save all of these little things, and you'll be seeing in week 2 what we have done with the small ones. They are so cute. So make sure you save all your pieces because they are very handy to have on hand. And then we are going to cut out our pear. And as I mentioned before, we have 2 larger and 2 smaller. I want to use the larger ones, but I like to cut out the pear just generally first, and then I will come back and trim it just a little closer. And I also like the dimension of cutting the leaf out separately. So I'm just cutting around the edge there. We're almost done. And you can see I have a few little pointy areas. Like there's a little bit of a pointy area. You can come back and round it out, or you don't even really have to worry about it, because once your whole card is put together, nobody even sees that. So now we're just going to cut the leaf out separately, and you can see how quickly this card is coming together. It is so fun. But I must say, since we are talking about the perfect pair, I must say my husband is certainly the perfect guy for me. He is the one who does all of our recording for us, and I am so grateful. And I asked him just before we started recording, how many years? And he's like, I don't know, 33? And I had to add on the I had to use my adding machine to figure out. It'll be 38 years this year. So that's pretty exciting. He's put up with a lot of paper around the house and all of these years, and I appreciate his patience and support. So love you, Lane. Oh, these green ones were trickier there. Okay, and I kind of like to have things coming off the edge a little bit. So I've just got that stuck on. And then I just want another little piece. Oh, I had some cut there. That I'm just going to put on the back of the leaf. And I want to give it a little more dimension. So I'm going to actually, you could position anywhere, but I was thinking I'm going to position it up here. But you could tuck it behind. You could tuck it so it stuck out further like this, so it overlapped the card. So whatever you decide will be perfect. So we've got this. Now the next thing, and I forgot to get that paper out, but I happen to have it right here from the other day, and that is our antique stripes. Oh dear, we just used it. Okay, so I grabbed us another sheet of antique stripes, metal color, so I apologize for that little bit of a delay. And again, we want this, the metal antique stripes, it's going to be 4 1/4 by 2 inches. And I want the stripes to go horizontally. I'm making this tricky for myself, just 1 second. There we go. I'm like, oh, which side pops out? And I want to cut a 2-inch strip. Oh, that feels much better. So I have my 2-inch strip, and then I want 4 1/4. And this is noted in your little idea book journal. So we've got that trimmed. And now all we're going to do is just snip a shallow little pennant shape. And I'm just trying to cut towards the center. And you could, of course, measure it. I just am not that patient. I'm sorry, I should be setting a better example for you guys, but there we go. So we've got that, and then you could add a little bit of antiquing if you wanted. And I just, my go-to color is old paper. So when in doubt, use old paper. It will turn out. So I'm just adding a little of the antiquing. It just defines the edge a little bit more. And you don't need to do too much antiquing, just a little bit. And then it is on our cobblestone paper. So I'm going to use my trimmer again. And I'm going to cut 5 1/2 inches, so just a half sheet of paper. And remember, when I fold it in half, if I have a bone folder, which is just a nice way, oops, I got the wrong side there. And then you could use your embossing tool. You could even use, I have a little marker here. You could even just use the marker to just make that fold a little crisper. And then you'll just mount your little pear on here. And then there's also the little saying that I just think is cute. It makes your card a little more unique. Now, of course, you could take any other phrase. I know you guys are so clever. And you could put any other phrase on it that you wanted. In fact, the more we were working on this card, the more phrases we figured out. And it was like, apparently, it's your birthday. Or apparently, we just had so many different sayings with apparently. And so, you be creative and clever. I know you guys are. And then we're just going to use some mounting tape. So I want to have a little bit of a dimension for this little phrase. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and adhere my pear to the card. And I'm just using the double-sided mounting tape. And now I'm going to use... Oh, I almost put it on upside down. That would have been silly. For the perfect pear. So just a cute wedding card that's a little different and really, really fun to use. And there are so many different sayings that you could say for the perfect pair if you wanted to replace that. So, okay, let me just tidy up my spot here a little bit. Our other wedding card, I think, to me, is really sweet. I love the colors and I love the flowers and how it all comes together. So I'm just going to cut a little higher, but I don't want to cut into my triangle, so be careful there. I'm just cutting out. And on this, you could leave a little bit of the white edge or not. And then I am going to cut out the little roof. And if you get confused, if you've cut it out and you can't remember which way it goes, the printing is right side up. And the reason I left a little bit of extra space there is it gives me somewhere to mount my roof. So I'm just putting a little bit of my mounting tape. And I'm going to add a piece here. And then I'm going to put a piece at the top too. I'm not going to take the adhesive, the little backing off yet. I'll wait and do that when we're going to put it onto the card. But we will take off these little pieces. Now we'll just adhere our little card, our little roof to the house. And you could honestly do it so it was a little bit ski-wampus if you wanted, so it was a little more whimsical. I'm just going to go ahead and do this one straight. Now, I'm going to reposition it just a little bit because I didn't quite get it centered. And that probably isn't a big deal because it is just kind of a whimsical house anyway. Okay, so the card itself, we've basically got this part done. And we've just added some little flowers, some hearts, and then the sentiment. So we'll hurry and do that. So it's 2 little hearts, and there's 2 different colors of pink, and I think it was fun to have both colors. Just gives a little more dimension. And again, I'll just hurry and cut these out. Now, you could also personalize this, and you could put the Johnsons or something, you know, personalize it with the couple's name. I think that'd be fun, or both of their first names, or like Carrie and Lane or the Hills. I think that'd be a fun way to personalize it as well. Okay, one more flower and a leaf. So I also think this would be fun if you're just doing a little housewarming gift for someone. But I think houses are really all occasion because it just means togetherness to me. So it can make a cute thank you card. There are lots of uses for this cute little house. Get some more mounting tape here. I hope you guys have been enjoying camp. I've heard there have been a number of you that have been staying up a little bit late though, cutting stuff out, doing things. I told them, I hope I don't have to wake you up in class. It's going to be embarrassing. So, but I hope you're having fun. I hope you're enjoying the process of being creative. That's what it's all about. There's just such a nice feeling about making things. And don't forget, we're supposed to be giving part of them away. So So we'll just stick our little flower on. And then our leaf. So you can see how quickly that comes together. This one we put on our baby's breath. And I'm not going to go ahead and finish it. Oh, I keep saying that, but then I just am like, oh, I can't leave it unfinished. That's just not right. So let me just hurry and cut this in half. So 5.5 inches. Oh, besides, we forgot to put the sentiment on. So I do need to cut that out. There's several different sentiments. So congratulations, home, we've moved. So I'm going to go ahead and use this happily ever after. Now, you could actually use both. You could put congratulations on the outside, put happily ever after on the inside with a little flower tucked around it, or vice versa. I like to cut out a little bit around those letters when they overlap. I think it is just kind of a fun little twist on the card. Cut out that little pennant. And then sometimes I kind of like to curl them too so they have a little more dimension. So we'll just add that onto our card. And I feel like there's a lot of dimension going on already. So I am just going to use flat tape down here. And because this has already added the mounting tape, I'm going to go ahead and use the mounting tape up above. So we're still creating all of that dimension. Now when you're doing the little banner, you can actually adhere it. And I'm just using my double-sided tape. You could use a mounting tape too, but you can adhere it so it has just ever so slightly a little bit of a bend in it. But you can see how cute that just finishes it off, gives the perfect sentiment. I have another version that is pictured in your idea book that I just want to go over with you before we finish for today. So this is a We've Moved card. And so you can see how cute. Can you imagine having Carrie and Lane, or whoever the couple is, written here? I just think that is a fun idea. And then this one, I loved how the fruit punch splash just made all of the colors pop. This was actually the first card that I made. But I was concerned that it might feel too pink or too feminine for a wedding card. So I switched this to the We've Moved card and used a little more neutral card for the wedding card. So I just did the same thing. I cut out the We've Moved separately. I inked the edges. And then this dimension here is 3.5 by 5. So I just cut that out. And then as we did maybe day 1, I showed you how I distressed the edges here, and I just did the same thing along that. So if you didn't see that technique, watch week 1, day 1, and we'll go through that technique with you as well. So I hope you've enjoyed celebrating happily ever after and weddings. It is certainly the season, so enjoy, and we can't wait to see you tomorrow. Oh, by the way, though, I do have a question for each of you. If you're familiar, I would love to have a place where we can do some show and tell. I am dying to see what you guys create, and I just want a place that we can go and look. And I've been looking at Pinterest and Instagram, Facebook. So if any of you are experts and would love to help me, I would so appreciate it. You can either call me or email me at info@lastingimpressions.com. But I look forward to hearing from you, and maybe we can get us a little show and tell gallery put together. Happy camping. Can't wait for tomorrow.